Hey folks, how's everybody doing today? Just gonna knock this out real quick because I've been uh, uh, prepping chicken skewers. Uh, I'm home and I'm bored, and I'm half Italian, and Italians like to cook because we're bored in the kitchen. It's kind of our thing, stereotype or not. If you know a Guinea, odds are they've got knives and a cutting board and can make you lunch like that at almost nothing. Not the reason I did the video though. The reason I'm putting this up is while I was listening to Sean from X22. And before that, I was listening to Ruben. Ruben had a fella on. And it seemed like the defining factor, the common thread, if you will, right? And these two things was not so much that we're going to get through this. I just got a text from a buddy of mine. They're opening his shop back up. He thinks full steam tomorrow. Fucking excellent for him. He's been on reduced hours. But I don't know if they're pushing this, and I don't know if this is correct or not. I've been locked in here, and if I can't observe, I can't formulate an opinion. The internet doesn't really count. I mean, you can listen to my opinion, but it's a fucking opinion. It's like an asshole. Everybody's got one. Nobody wants to hear from it. That's not true. There's weird fart porn out there, by the way. People are fucking weird. Regardless. While I expect places like heavily, densely populated urban areas, like New York City, to have a harder time for people to pull their heads out and look around and break the paradigm that put them into this in the first place. I think places that are more open, like Texas and Arizona and stuff like that, where the population's more spread out, and that you didn't get that heavy toll from being so tightly packed together, like the idiot in California who closed all the beaches and then told people, well, you go inside to a cooling center. Because obviously he either does not believe in the pandemic or he is a moron. And let's see, he's an elected public official, so we know he's a snake. There's probably a good chance he's a moron too. To roll it back though, and again, places like New York and LA, where they have a lot of confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance, I'll ask you guys the question. See, now, to me, it looked like people were waking up, pulling their heads out, and they were looking around, and they were saying, well, this just isn't right, and they've been lying to us. And who trusts the news? And, it seems like more and more people, as they were exposed to all the crap that went on with this, you can't go to work, and you can only do this, and this is only, I think people actually started, not to get woke, but to get awakened, right? Because woke is that the left will commandeer any term they think is appropriate. Remember, the Democrats chose blue because socialism and communism are commonly associated with the color red. So what did they do? They stuck Trump at red. And what did he do? He said, you know what? You know what you can do at red? Wave the flag in front of the bull. And if you're Bugs Bunny, you can make him charge into a big giant animal. And he did. But that's my thing. I don't have the opportunity to look and observe. And it's... Are people waking up? Are people removing their heads from the posterior areas and looking around and saying, geez, the governor shouldn't be able to get away with this. Geez, the cop that arrested the guy in Winslow, way outside of the bounds of what his job is. Way outside of the bounds of the oath he swore to the Constitution, and I know most people have no idea what the Constitution says. You can look it up online. It's there, actually. It's an interesting document that if we actually followed, we'd be having none of these problems. And you've heard me expound before on how we get the politicians that we have. They're all sociopaths and psychopaths. who would literally kill each other in a heartbeat to attain the power they want. The worst of these people being fed the crumbs of power from the globalists and so pushing their agenda. But one of the guys was saying that I didn't agree with almost anything the guy said, and he's allowed to have his opinion. I just felt that his take on it was wrong. Was that we were heading more towards socialism, and I don't see that. I don't see anybody other than the Bernie bros and AOC and those people who are routinely mocked by anybody who has the IQ above room temperature, that socialism doesn't work. No matter what they want to call it, it hasn't worked, and it does lead to totalitarianism. The guy on Rubin, who made some really good points, interesting points, but he was sitting there and he had all his gun statistics completely wrong. He didn't have them wrong. He evaluated them incorrectly. And I put a note on the bottom. I said, well, apparently this guy didn't try to buy a pandemic gun through the internet loophole that he's talking about. Because, well, background checks and too many guns. And I'm just like, I don't talk about fucking string theory because I don't know what the fuck string theory is. I'm like, I can tie my goddamn shoes, let alone try and melt the universe together. Why is this guy talking about guns? It is what it is. But I'm rambling and I'm off track. And I like I said, I just got done chopping vegetables and prepping everything up, and I put the chicken in the marinade. So we give that a couple hours and then burn up some coal, and because I'm a coal barbecue guy, I'm not a fucking gas guy. And then we'll eat because it's Sunday, and Guineas think Sunday is a very special food day because we're right. But are people waking the fuck up is the big question. Are more people that you know now taking a harder look at all the crap we've just went through and understanding what it is and why? And are they waking up? The black community apparently is, as Trump's numbers climb with the black community. The Hispanic community likes Trump too. These are usually the most underserved, and the Democrats like to consider them their strength, their stronghold, their base. And if they're losing those, it's not good for them. Might be good for us. We'll see. And I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm a little scatterbrained. I should probably put some calories in. I haven't eaten yet this morning. I had some yogurt. But are your friends waking up? Are you helping them? Are you showing them? Are you pushing them in that kind of direction? I mean, there's a ton of guys out there like me. There are guys that have huge fan bases, like Styx and Rubin and those guys. But what about you? You helping? If you're watching this, I hope you are. And if you're watching this, I hope you're telling your friends to watch it too, because I'd like the channel to grow. I appreciate that, by the way. But that's my big question is, I don't think we're going to go back, put your tinfoil hat on, and I'll give you a quick thumbnail sketch. I believe that this pandemic was the last swing at taking out Trump. If they have one more, it will probably be a terrorist attack. I don't see what other card they can play. And if it's a terrorist attack, it's going to be a dirty bomb. Because it has to be significant. Because Trump has too much support from the people in his country that like him and elected him, that they don't understand why they couldn't keep the same paradigm in. We're fucking Americans and we're sick of it. That being said, and I said this the other day in a different video, somebody got back to me and said, we're already fucked. And I said, I don't think so. I think if Trump manages to avoid the election scandal, whatever, rigging, fixing, bullshit, whatever, right? And he's reelected. And people are smart enough to give him the House back again. And maybe 1 or 2 more seats in the Senate, which would be a smart thing to do, folks. It'll have a lot more leeway at getting what needs to be done. But there's a lot of us who need to see justice served. There are people who need to be brought up on charges, tried, have their licenses yet revoked. And there are people, quite literally, that need to be executed on public television. That's serious. I mean, it's so treasonous are some of the actions that have taken place against us and the country that these people need to be executed. I mean, you're going to say, well, killing people doesn't solve the problem. No, but it really makes the next guy think twice. It's the same concept of an armed society as a polite society. Yeah, usually. No sense in getting killed over bullshit. Anyway, that's about what I got for you. Hope you guys have a nice Sunday. Beautiful day today. It's 100 fucking degrees outside. Anything below 110 is fine in Arizona. And if you don't believe that, you don't get out of your house enough. And if you acclimate to the weather, anything below 110, I could sit under the pop-up and just relax. I'm still in the kitchen because, like I said, I'm just prepping stuff. So, let me know what you think. Okay? You put comments down below, but are people waking up? And if they are you helping them? Did they wake up on their own? I know they didn't wake up from CNN. I mean, they might have. Who takes it seriously anymore? But maybe. So, hit me up. Throw shit in the comments. I will catch you folks later. I think I'll probably do a beer this afternoon. I got nothing better to do. It's Sunday. And if I'm going back to work within the next couple of weeks, life would be fucking good. We can't argue that one. All right, folks. Thanks for popping by. I'll catch you on the next one. Adios.